How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just hanging out at my apartment.
Okay, so I like to start every single interview with asking you to name 5 random facts about yourself.
Okay. I have a cat.
Okay.
That's my first fun fact that I tell everybody. I live in California, but I'm from the East Coast. So I was born just outside of or I'm from outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I went to college in North Carolina. Let's see, my favorite place that I have visited is Cape Town, South Africa. Oh, I just filmed a music video 2 weeks ago, and then I'm filming another one in 2 weeks, and I have a song coming out in about a week and a half. So there's some other fun facts.
You're single coping, which I guess that's how we're coping with COVID.
I know, it was like funny timing. I was like, I guess we all are sort of just coping.
So how was it writing that song? Did it like just spill onto paper or did it take time?
If I remember correctly, like we did 2 sessions. So we had like one day where I started writing it with my friend Justin, and I think we sort of had like some chords down that we liked. And then I don't know, I think we had like the verses written, and then we were kind of like hitting a wall. So we were like, okay, like why don't you come back like next week? And then he brought his friend Dave in, who also I've written with like a bunch of times now, but that was like the first time I met Dave, and he was like bringing out a guitar, and we were just trying it out on like different like piano versus guitar to see like if that would just like help inspire the song more. Yeah, it sort of came together over the course of two different days, but then we had like a demo version that we really liked with piano, and then we kind of like went back and forth for over like a year with the production, because we were like, the demo feels really special. We didn't want to add too much production behind it where you kind of like lose that like organic feel. Yeah, I had the song for like a year, and then I eventually linked up with Andy Seltzer, who was like my dream producer at the time. I was like scared to reach out to him, but then I did, and he was like, wait, no, I'm just as excited to be working on the track and working with you. So we both were kind of like fans of each other, which is kind of funny. We're really supportive. Yeah, Andy hopped on the track, and I think he did like a few passes on it, and he's just like one of those producers that sort of, we listen to a lot of the same kind of music. Like all the times where we would talk, we would kind of, we just listen to the same type of music, so we kind of knew like each other's language in terms of production to get the song where it needed to go. And yeah, I didn't really have a lot of notes for him. I really liked where he took it like right off the bat. So yeah.
Or was the demo the one that became the stripped version?
No, actually it's not, but it is very similar. The demo was the original vocal like on the main version of the song, but we just had piano underneath it, so it didn't have like any of the extra elements, which I still love that version, and I debated for a while like whether or not to release it like that. But I do think the song has like a good like anthemic kind of like vibe to it, so I just wanted to like, I think that's probably why I waited so long, was like I was just trying to find the right producer who could like nail that sound. Yeah, luckily Andy was able to do that.
And so the song actually came from real feelings, right?
Yeah, I think I was in a relationship at the time, and I kind of knew that it was on its way to be over. I think I just didn't like process, like I knew that it was gonna end, and I think like writing this song, I sort of was like putting myself in my like future self's shoes to just kind of be like, how would I probably cope without this person or whatever, like, but we ended up breaking up, and it actually was kind of like a relief. Like after a while, like I feel like when you're in it, you're always like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to like survive, and then you do it, and then you're like, oh, I feel better. Like that was weighing me down. So yeah, it was sort of like I sort of like wrote it as if, probably how would I feel, or what's like the most extreme version of how I would feel. Like I think that's a thing with songwriting, is like you have all these generic feelings that everyone can relate to, but then it's like, okay, how can you like exaggerate the story to like really like hit for people? So it definitely was inspired by like a feeling, but I exaggerated that for the sake of the storytelling.
You mentioned Lainey in the lyrics, and we love them here in Malaysia. So when they storied your song, what was your first reaction?
Well, when I was writing the song, I was like, I always say these things in my sessions to people. I'm always like, oh yeah, like they're gonna post it, like no doubt in my mind, like they'll post it. And I just say that that for the sake of like trying to like put that energy like out there. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, I love Lainey, and it just, the lyric like worked really well in the song. And to name drop like a band, I feel like it's hard to, it has to sort of be like a timeless band, or they have to have a sort of like cult following. I don't know. I feel like there aren't that many like artist names that you would drop in a song. Like I probably would never say like listening to like Justin Bieber or something like that. Like Lainey, just, I don't know, they have this like timeless feel to them, or at least their fans know that. So when they posted it, I was just like, I was just like, that it felt right. I was like, we've waited so long to put this song out, and I've just been like putting that out there for so long that like having them see it would just be like, feel really rewarding, and it did.
Well, you got new music coming out called Heavy. So what's that one like? Like, what's the backstory to that?
Heavy is, I wrote this song with my friend Cooper, and then my friend Winter, and our friend Elliot. Winter is a co-writer on a lot of my songs. We met in LA and like just like from a random session, and we kind of like became like writing soulmates. Like we were just like, we love the way that we write, and we like feed off of each other really well. So this song is sort of similar, I feel like, in the sense that Hoping was sort of like, oh no, this is like all my fault type thing. Heavy is kind of like that too. It's more, there's a line in it that's like crashing your party with all of my sorries, and it's like when you're always the one kind of like apologizing, you're like, you just like end up making things worse. And yeah, I think it's about knowing, like the first, or one of the lines is like, I don't know how to put things on ice. Like I don't know how to like just chill and like let things like just be as they are. Like I think we all kind of like do that. We try to control everything, especially in relationships. So it's kind of like about that. And then just also how when you know that you're being like that in a relationship and it's upsetting the other person, like the fact that it's upsetting the other person too is also heavy. So it's like, if it's heavy for you, then it's heavy for me too. Like when something is wrong, like I feel that too. So I think it's acknowledging that in a relationship.
What else can we expect from you for 2021?
Yeah, a lot. I've been working on a lot of songs. I have an EP that will be coming out. I think it's 6 songs that will be coming out in a couple months. I don't know if I should say like when, but yeah, a lot. I haven't really released, like before Coping, I had some features that were out, but I hadn't released like anything under my own artist name, just like by myself for a couple years. So I've been living in LA and writing for a couple years and like really working on the project. So it will feel cohesive, and yeah, so just like a lot more music.
All right, so hopefully 2021 we'll see you here in Malaysia.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for talking to me. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.